Hey CPC, it's great to be back with you. The last 2 weeks were a phenomenal time of rest for me. We got to visit family in Chicago that I haven't seen in 5+ years. And even though we ended up driving instead of flying, which is always a little more chaotic, in the middle part where we weren't stuck in a car with a 1-year-old and a 4-year-old were spectacular and phenomenal and wonderful and restful. And I'm so glad to be back. I'm here in my office because this week, we're participating in the beautiful, messy chaos that is Vacation Bible Camp. And so I want to, right off the hop, ask you to pray for this week, for our leaders, for our volunteers, for our staff who are here dealing with all the bumps and bruises that go along the way, but also the challenge of ministering effectively to 66 kids, some of whom have spent their whole lives in church and some of whom have never been through the doors of a church before. This is such a great time to really focus in on the other parts of our vision for ministry. We talk a lot about worship, and that's part of what these videos are for, is to give you a sense of what's coming up in worship. But the other parts of our vision are learning and serving and connecting, and all of those things happen within the context of Vacation Bible Camp. And that's what makes this such a special event, such a special time, and something that we want to put so much of our time, energy, and resources into. As I said, we have 66 kids here today, hearing the story of Daniel, focusing on recharging their batteries of faith, even if they've never had those batteries charged in the first place. And so this is the good stuff, and the stuff that makes me excited. I want to say a special thanks to Matt Vazzari for his leadership over the last couple of weeks, and I'm sure that given everything that Chris is doing this week, that after Friday, she and Matt will be taking some much deserved time away. I'm back in the pulpit with you this week, continuing our look at the Psalms, and this week we're focusing on one of my favorite Psalms. It's Psalm 46, and it's my favorite almost entirely because of this line. Be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the nations and exalted in the earth. I've always had a problem with stillness as a kid who had ADD, as a kid who always has needed to jump from one thing to another, to another, to another. The idea of stillness was never something that came naturally or easily to me, but as I've gotten older and as I've gotten slower, it's gotten easier to see the importance of stillness. There's a lot of chaos in our world, and there's a lot of tumult in the life around us, and Psalm 46 gives us this great reminder that that in the stillness we can hear the voice of God in a special way. When we put aside all of the busyness and all of the chaos of our life, when we learn to intentionally build space into our relationship with Jesus, to be still, we find something transformative, something that lets us know who God is. Next week, I'm doing a friend's wedding in Calgary, so I'll be in and out of the office next week, but I will, next week on Sunday, Paul Showbridge will be here looking at Psalm 16. Particularly, he wants you to know that Psalm 16 is one of his favorite Psalms because it has this clear picture of the expectation of God's people for a Messiah, of one that they were waiting for. And so Paul will be bringing that message to you next week. I'll be back after that to wrap up the summer of the Psalms with you. But we wanted to ask you to continue to pray for all of us who are traveling. If you are traveling, we want you to know that you are being prayed for. And if you are staying put, or if you're doing a staycation, or if you are just taking this as a chance to rest and recharge your batteries, we hope that it is a blessing to you in every way, shape, and form that it can be. We're so glad that you are taking this summer with us to soak in the Psalms. And my prayer for you is that this summer would be a chance to rest and reconnect with the rhythm of God found in the life of Jesus. If there's anything that we can do for you during this summer to help you connect with those Psalms or to help you soak them in more, please don't hesitate to reach out to us in any of our social media platforms, or just by simply calling or emailing the office. We love to hear from you, and we love to connect with you and see you every single Sunday. We are so privileged to be able to share life together here at CPC. So for now, take care of yourselves and take care of each other, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye now.